Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to part 2 of my Ride to the Border series. Today we express a little bit of gratitude for these two-wheeled machines and how they've impacted my relationship with my dad. We'll also find out just how sick of riding I am after spending the entirety of yesterday straddling my CBR. Today we're crossing the border between South Australia and Victoria. The plan is to hit Mount Gambier, then ride back to Warnambool before sundown.
Oh my gosh, we're finally off. It takes so long to get going on a motorcycle when you've got all the gear plus all the recording equipment. The weather is beautiful though, man. The town is beautiful, the breakfast was beautiful, the bikes are beautiful, life is beautiful. Very good vibes this morning, as you can probably tell, and now we must fuel the bikes. Hey there, pump number 6 please. She seems so suspicious, man. I wish I could show you guys the side eye she gave me, holy crap. That was a fucking delicious meal. After a day of fried food, what did we have? We had Macca's for breakfast yesterday, and then for lunch we had fish and chips and an assortment of fried seafood, like deep fried, and then we had burgers for dinner. Not exactly the pinnacle of health. And today I woke up and my body was just craving a vegetable of any sort. And that's what I got. It was delicious. I had pumpkin, poached eggs, a variety of greens. Damn, that tasted good. Stomach satisfied, petrol tank full, onwards and upwards, baby. 100k speed limit. I love regional roads. If this was in a metro area, it would be like a 60k speed limit, maybe an 80. But 100 on a single laner like this, damn. This feels good. I'm feeling good, guys. Day one was amazing. It was tiring, but it wasn't crazy. We did like a 6-hour ride over the course of 10 hours. And today will be a very similar story. It's fascinating because my dad asked me what we're gonna do in South Australia, and I was like, I don't know. I don't really care. That wasn't the aim of this trip. I didn't spend too much time looking at what's at the destination. I spent all of my energy trying to figure out what the journey was gonna be, and that it kind of highlights what this trip is for me. It's purely about the journey, like 0% of it is the destination. Whereas to my dad, maybe it's more important. If the destination was what he was getting his fulfillment from, he wasn't going to get much of it because there's a sinkhole in Mount Gambier. I did Google that much, so we might stop by there, but even then, like, if I brought my shoes and maybe a pair of jeans to walk around in, where would I put my gear? My boots and my leather pants, my jacket, my helmet, my gloves. Like, if there's nowhere to safely store them, you don't want to just leave them on the bike, so we decided not to bring any of that, which really restricts what we can do. We can't really walk around in leather pants and boots. So I made it clear to him, and he still decided to come, which is great. Because at heart, he's definitely a biker too. And for the first time in my life, I challenged him to a drag race. And it was so fucking hilarious, guys. And now it all makes sense where I got my Hoon gene from. It was just kind of lying dormant in my dad's DNA. Yeah, motorcycles have been amazing for my relationship with my dad. Him and I are quite different people, and we don't have a lot in common. Prior to motorcycles, if I was doing something with my dad, I was also doing it with my mum and my sister pretty much. It was always a family thing. But motorcycles have given my dad and I something outside of that family context where it's just father and son. It's opened up incredible opportunities and experiences such as this, where he's coming on a multi-day road trip with me and we're both on 2 wheels. It's awesome. And I'm very grateful for what motorcycles have done to my relationship with him. And I'm just grateful because this in a car would be boring, but this in a motorcycle is so fucking cool.
Onwards we marched. We decided to take the scenic route towards the border, and that is a choice I don't regret at all. I didn't anticipate that it would be such a fun ride, but I had a blast. Long windy roads, high speed limits, no cops, what more could you ask for? We took a short break, but for the most part we gunned it towards our destination with our throttles locked. And then I saw it, off in the distance, the border we'd been racing towards for the past few hours. We parked up our bikes and savoured the moment.
Yeah, buddy. What does that sign say? South Australia. We made it.
The South Australian border. How good. I'm happy. That's pretty much all I wanted to do. We are going to head to Mount Gambier to see the Sinkhole, but honestly, I would just turn around right now because this is what I wanted to achieve and I've done it. We've arrived at the South Australian border on 2 wheels. It was so fun. I had so much fun. These roads are incredible. This is a journey that I should have undertaken a long time ago. It does require some initiative and some intent in order to undertake, and I finally found that. That was the key ingredient. So we've done it, and it's really cool because my dad was able to join me on this trip. It makes it even more special. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Already looking forward to my next one, even though this isn't even done yet. We're halfway there, now we have to go back. But anyway, let's cross the border. Let's head over to the Sinkhole in Mount Gambier, and then we'll slowly head back to Warnambool. Huge! What an awesome feeling, made even better by the fact I got to share this achievement with my dad. Our next stop was the Umpherston Sinkhole in Mount Gambier. I cooled the jets and took it easy for the rest of the ride, enjoying the high of having already hit the border. Sorry buddy, I don't have any food. Just got a motorcycle helmet. That's it. Alright, we visited Umpherston Sinkhole. That was a success. I wasn't expecting anything. The whole purpose of this trip was to actually just ride my motorcycle somewhere, but it's nice having a fulfilling destination at the end. The Sinkhole is actually beautiful. It's one of those things that when captured through video or photo, justice is not done. You have to see it in the flesh. And that's what we got to do, so very cool. Now it's time to loosely gear up, head a K or two down into town, into Mount Gambier, and get some food. Let's get to it.
We're in an actual designated parking spot, which you'll rarely see my bikes in. But the reason for this is we're in South Australia now, and I'm not sure if we're allowed to park on footpaths as motorcyclists. Are we? I don't know. I don't want to find out the hard way though.
Lunch was delicious, but the bar is pretty low when you're ravenously hungry and still feel the vibration of a motorcycle engine buzzing through your body. Stops like these differ significantly to those 5-minute roadside breaks as you get to sit down, charge your electronics, and enter a food coma after stuffing your face. The hardest part about having a meal after hours on a motorbike is peeling yourself off the chair and hopping back on the saddle. My dad and I fell victim to this phenomenon the day before, and it meant we were placed in the precarious situation of riding through country roads after sunset. We were determined to avoid that today, so we headed off, filled up our bikes, checked tyre pressures, and began our journey back home. We decided to take the faster route back home in order to make better time and experience a new road to the one we arrived on. It actually ended up being slower because of roadworks, other cars, and the higher risk of wildlife. I can safely say the scenic route was better for this portion of the trip, but I am glad we did try this one out anyway. I decided to switch it up on maps because I was getting a little bored and we came across an interesting road to say the least.
It's crazy, this road was like 100 kilometers an hour, and then it turned into this, and then it turned back into like a proper 100k an hour zone, and now it's back to this. It's so interesting how regional of a thing to occur.
Shit, that's my baby. That's my baby right there. This is my baby. It's my baby.
Google Maps has brought us to this random road in the middle of nowhere. I am standing in the middle of a road with a 60k speed limit that no one does 60 kilometers an hour on. Everyone is doing double that at least. But as you can see, they're just the cars are far and few in between. And yeah, I was like, let's stop and admire this. It's so wild to not hear a single like car or person or man-made thing. I'd forgotten what that sound was like. I haven't been away like this far from civilization in a while. Metro civilization. But anyway, the CBR 650R is so beautiful. It's done so well. Look at all the bugs it's collected. Bug Slayer. Taking the path less travelled led to some beautiful, spirited riding through the countryside with barely any other cars in sight. I definitely got to test the CBR's straight line performance in a way that I could not have done in more populated areas. My dad and I made it back to our motel prior to nightfall, which was a big win. It wasn't long before we hopped back on our steeds and marched into town to forage for some food and drink, as our forefathers once did. The hunt was successful. I scoffed down a greasy pad thai and some Kraken spiced rum to commemorate the sheer victory of a day we just had. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. I will catch you on day 3.
You say you got them guns, but I've never seen you